The headlines blared across every screen. Manila's new sentinel, Dragon versus Eagle's gift. The world's attention snapped to the Philippines as a new force entered the region's tense maritime chessboard. The South China Sea heats up once again, with rival ships weaving through disputed waters. Each maneuver a test of nerves and national resolve. In the early morning mist of Subic Bay, a shadowy silhouette emerged, one that would soon redefine the balance of power in Southeast Asia's contested seas. It was a retired U.S. Navy Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, reborn as the BRP Luzon, now slicing through the calm Philippine waters beneath a new flag. This was not just a ship, but a symbol of transformation and hope. Its imposing, battle-tested hull, marked by scars from past conflicts, was more than just steel and rivets. It was a bold statement to friend and foe alike. On the docks, Philippine Navy sailors stood in crisp uniforms, their faces a mix of awe, pride, and anticipation. For many, this was a moment they had only dreamed of. For years, these sailors had patrolled contested waters in aging ships, often outmatched by larger, more modern Chinese vessels. They had faced intimidation, close encounters, and the constant threat of escalation. But today, they welcomed a warship that could not be pushed aside, a vessel that would command respect and alter the calculus of every encounter. The BRP Luzon's arrival was the result of months of tense diplomacy, strategic negotiations, and a deepening alliance between the United States and the Philippines. It was a testament to shared interests and mutual trust. Imagine the view from a nearby Chinese Coast Guard vessel. Their routine dominance was now challenged by a formidable new variable, a ship designed to stand its ground and project power. The BRP Luzon, engineered to defend carrier groups from mass missile attacks, brought advanced radar, missile systems, and electronic warfare capabilities. Its presence changed the strategic equation overnight, forcing adversaries to rethink their every move. The message was unmistakable. Harassment of Philippine vessels would no longer be a low-risk activity. Every patrol, every encounter, now carried new consequences. The story of the South China Sea shifted before the world's eyes, from ancient grievances and faded maps to the hard reality of modern military hardware and shifting power dynamics. The BRP Luzon is Manila's answer, a symbol of national resolve, a tool to ensure the rule of law, and a promise to defend the nation's future in these vital waters. Its arrival marked not an end, but the dramatic beginning of a new chapter, one where the Philippines stands taller, its flag flying high, ready to shape its own destiny in the heart of the South China Sea. The transfer ceremony at Subic Bay was rich with symbolism and strategic messaging. The air was thick with anticipation as dignitaries, sailors, and citizens gathered to witness a moment that would echo through history. Every detail, from the crisp uniforms to the precise choreography of the event, spoke of the gravity of the occasion. Top officials from both nations attended, the U.S. Secretary of Defense and Philippine President shaking hands for the world to see. Their handshake was more than a gesture. It was a public declaration of unity and mutual trust, broadcast to allies and rivals alike. This was more than a ship handover. It was a reaffirmation of the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. The signing of new agreements and the display of historic documents underscored a commitment that has endured for generations, adapting to new challenges in a changing world. The American flag was lowered, the Philippine flag raised, and cheers erupted. This powerful moment marked the transfer of not just a vessel, but of responsibility and hope for a secure future. The ship, once a U.S. Pacific Fleet vessel, was now the pride of the Philippine Navy. Filipino sailors stepped aboard with pride, ready to defend their nation's sovereignty and carry forward a legacy of partnership. The U.S. Secretary of Defense spoke of upholding a free and open Indo-Pacific, emphasizing shared values and international law. He highlighted the importance of standing together against threats to peace and stability, and the enduring friendship between the two countries. The transfer empowered the Philippines to better protect its maritime entitlements. With this new capability, the Philippine Navy could more confidently patrol contested waters, safeguard resources, and assert its rights in the region. For Manila, this was transformative, a nation no longer a bystander in its own waters. The sight of the warship sailing out of Manila Harbor symbolized a new era of self-reliance and determination. The president called the ship a shield of the archipelago, a leap in military modernization. He spoke of national pride, the sacrifices of the armed forces, and the promise of a safer future for all Filipinos. The BRP Luzon's handover was a pact sealed in steel, a promise that the Philippines would not stand alone. It was a vivid reminder that alliances, when forged in trust and respect, can weather any storm and secure peace for generations to come. What makes a Ticonderoga-class cruiser so significant? Built to protect carrier groups from Soviet missile attacks, these ships are true capital warships, nearly 10,000 tons, over 560 feet long. The heart is the Aegis combat system, with 4 fixed AN/SPY-1 radar arrays tracking hundreds of targets in all directions. Its 122 missile cells can be loaded for air defense, land attack, or anti-submarine warfare. For the Philippine Navy, this is a generational leap, from small frigates to a ship that can create an anti-access bubble. The BRP Luzon's firepower and defense capabilities outclass the entire previous fleet. It's a floating fortress and a symbol of newfound strength. The strategic balance in the region just shifted. Step onto the BRP Luzon's bridge and you enter a futuristic command center, where every surface glows with digital displays and the hum of technology fills the air. Here, highly trained officers and sailors work seamlessly together, surrounded by an array of advanced controls and monitoring systems that keep the ship running at peak efficiency. The heart of this technological marvel is the Aegis combat system, which fuses radar, sonar, and electronic warfare into a single unified battlespace picture. This integration allows the crew to detect, track, and respond to threats faster than ever before, giving the Luzon a decisive edge in modern naval warfare. Deep within the ship, the Combat Information Center acts as the vessel's brain, processing vast streams of data and tracking every aircraft, ship, and submarine for hundreds of miles around. Here, operators monitor large digital screens, making split-second decisions that can mean the difference between victory and defeat. With cooperative engagement capability, the Luzon becomes a central node in a powerful defense network, sharing real-time information with other ships and aircraft. This extends the fleet's reach and allows for coordinated responses to threats, making the entire naval force stronger and more flexible. Sophisticated sonar systems hunt for enemy submarines lurking beneath the waves, while the ship's formidable arsenal includes Tomahawk-capable vertical launch systems for long-range strikes, standard missiles for robust air defense, and the rapid-firing Phalanx CIWS for last-ditch protection against incoming threats. 2 powerful 5-inch guns provide additional firepower, and embarked helicopters add a new dimension of versatility, capable of anti-submarine warfare, search and rescue, and reconnaissance missions, further expanding the Luzon's operational reach. The SM-2 missiles create a formidable air defense umbrella over Philippine waters, dramatically expanding the area the ship can protect and ensuring the safety of both the fleet and the nation's maritime borders. The BRP Luzon is not a one-trick pony. It's a resilient multi-mission platform, capable of adapting to a wide range of scenarios, from high-intensity combat to humanitarian assistance and disaster response. This is the cutting edge of maritime defense, a symbol of innovation, strength, and the future of naval operations in the region. The BRP Luzon is a revolution for the Philippine Navy. For decades, the Navy relied on legacy vessels and focused on internal security. Now, with a Ticonderoga-class cruiser, the Philippines enters a new era of fleet air defense and sea control. Hundreds of sailors trained in the U.S., gaining expertise that will raise the entire Navy's standards. The Luzon will serve as flagship and command platform, coordinating smaller ships and air assets. Its sensors can detect threats far beyond the horizon, vectoring fighters and ships to intercept. The ship's endurance allows for persistent presence in disputed waters, protecting fishermen and asserting sovereignty. Chinese vessels must now contend with a credible military threat. This is a quantum leap in capability. For years, China's Navy and maritime militia dominated the South China Sea, harassing Philippine vessels with impunity. The BRP Luzon changes the game, introducing asymmetric deterrence. The Philippines doesn't need to match China ship for ship, it just needs to raise the cost of aggression. Now, any Chinese commander must consider the risk of facing an Aegis cruiser. The Luzon's air defense bubble protects ships and outposts, forcing China to be more cautious. Beijing's strategy is now complicated by uncertainty and the threat of escalation. This recalibration isn't about provoking conflict, it's about preventing it. A stronger Philippines means a more stable region. The Luzon doesn't guarantee peace, but it makes breaking the peace far more costly. That's a monumental shift in the South China Sea. The BRP Luzon's transfer is part of a broader multinational effort to support the Philippines. The US leads, but Japan, Australia, and others are key partners, providing ships, training, and joint patrols. Joint exercises build interoperability, allowing navies to share data and operate seamlessly in crisis. Allied warships sailing together send a powerful message of unity. The UK, France, and Canada have also increased deployments, reinforcing the principle of international waters. This network of alliances gives Manila strategic depth. Aggression against the Philippines now means confronting a united front. The Luzon is a symbol of this collaborative security effort. Manila's greatest asset is this web of alliances, and the new cruiser is its most potent symbol. At the core of Philippine security is the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty with the U.S. Recent clarifications make it clear, an armed attack on Philippine forces in the South China Sea will trigger U.S. commitments. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement allows U.S. troops and facilities in the Philippines, making the alliance operational. Strategic bases and annual Balikatan exercises build readiness and trust. The BRP Luzon will be central in future drills, integrating its Aegis system with allied assets. These treaties create powerful deterrence. Conflict with the Philippines means conflict with the U.S. The Luzon's transfer strengthens the alliance, making the Philippines a more capable partner. This is a living partnership, not just a piece of paper. The alliance is now demonstrated in steel, training, and shared resolve. The BRP Luzon's arrival marks a turning point for the Philippines and the Indo-Pacific. It transforms Manila from a passive victim to a proactive defender of its rights. For Filipinos, the ship is a source of pride and resilience. It shields fishermen and asserts sovereignty in contested waters. For allies, it's a strategic success, empowering a key partner and strengthening the alliance. For rivals, especially China, it's a new reality that complicates old tactics. The Luzon raises the stakes for any aggressor, making conflict less likely. It's a tool for enforcing international law and a symbol of national resolve. As the Luzon begins patrols, the balance of power is undeniably altered. The Philippines stands taller, more secure, and ready to guard its own seas.